Got ourselves Switcheroo Sabo making a return. Hey, dude. Oh, my God. It looks so good. Oh, this set. Oh, even the back piece matches it so well. Ah, that's so awesome. Nutka gonna be first up. Versus Push. Mad burst out of the fire. Mage, the rogue, having to cloak immediately. What was that? Mage is getting beefed up, man. And Nutka trying to see if he can make those burst damage work. Look at his little images, dude. I like how he has a butcher's knife and like a book. I'm assuming it's like a cookbook or something. Cookbook. On how to cook gnomish flesh, maybe? I don't really know, dude. I'm just thinking of like, an orc with a mask of like a laughing skull. They're pretty savage-like, right? Those guys, they're a little bit more ook, right? Ooga booga, kind of a type of an orc. I like how some of them are like, you know, they got the Blackrock, which is super industrial. I guess the Warlord's General version is very industrial. But then you got the Laughing Skull, or like the Kill Rock one with the eye or whatever. Like, they're kind of badass, though. You know what I mean? I imagine, dude. I like making that pet cannons based on you guys' mods, man. Big damage. Plus, actually, might just go down. Hold on, that Frostfire Bolt. Brutal. Phoenix, it's over. Cheat death. He's got Master burning him down. Just needs a little bit of damage. Get a shot, but it's over. Trinketed. No, blinked it. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. You got the title of Camel Hoarder too. From the Camel Mount. Okay, I need to know what Camel Mount you guys are talking about in Oldham. Now I'm kind of interested. Nova down on to Cam. What is your name? I don't even know, but he might just die. Cheat death with the cloak. What was that? These rogues are standing no chance to these fire blasts, man. Holy! Them pyros. What is that burst? It's gotta be Michi or something, right? Kona cold for a second. Might be looking for a defensive, but the rogue is so low. Might just go down. Oh, with the shield. Literally die until the shield reflect. Oh, Bubby. Give this man a chance. I don't think he's gonna do it. I think it might be a block here super early for Nutka. Silence? Oh. That chimeric poison in particular is so rough because not only it silences you, but also it gives you like healing reduction too. So you just did not get a lot of health out of that cauterize, it felt like. Man, stun immediately out of the block, blinks right after, shields available. And it's going to do some damage back to Bubby. He's got him some procs available at least, knocking him back for a second. Nutka might be in a bit of trouble. Alter is trying to keep himself alive, tried to see if he can trank it, but couldn't. So he's still keeping an Alter going. This is go for Alter. Shifting power, Alter would be huge to reposition here. Invis, I think he lost Ultra. Firebreath does not connect though. Shields are available, does try to remove him. However, that trank shot does give him those removal of the debuffs. Turtle Shell does he have the damage. He's got himself random combust proc, but it's just not enough. Man, that was amazing. Nutka with the Fire Mage buff. Let's go. We're one mage into the next, however, Me's gonna be up next. Just able to shatter through the Hunter very quickly. What was that damage, man? That was amazing. Holy, Covenant gonna be up next though. Catching that succubus, you see, but a Nova around the corner, dropping an Infernal. Together with Rain of Fire, Bonds of Fall does not quite connect. But Cobra at least able to get himself quite a bit of support from all those demons. And I think actually Warlock Chaos Bolt from the Gateway, wasn't it? Might have been. Try to see if Mies can maybe get himself an angle here. Try to get a couple insta-casts onto Cobra. Brad connects, looking for a stun. Is going to go for a port. Yeah, for Mies, he must know that, yeah, unless you can Nova him, or even a Nova doesn't really help there either. But unless you're going to keep him in place, like with a poly into a stun, yeah, unless you do that, I don't think you're going to be able to get any big CC on him. So you have to be very careful with it. Maybe even pelting away at that succubus may not be the worst, as long as you're able to dodge some of the damage from Cobra. He's still rotating through demons. He's got himself the Chaos Mother, so then the Pit Lord should be up next. And if that thing spawns in good position of Mies, it should do a lot of damage. Whether you get it from like a Shadow Burn, Chaos Bolts, or Rain of Fire, as long as you use a spell to proc that pet, as long as you're close enough too, you should be good. That succubus does pull Mies way out in the open. He's going to use this positional in order to walk himself out towards the pillar. First aid out for Cobra. Unless you can stop it, it looks like it's going to be full recovery for him. Mies dropping down a Ring of Frost to stop the pet. So Cobra might be out here on his own. Blizzard around the corner just to get some additional damage in. Does not have a Mortal Coil for a second here, so he's actually kind of by himself. Port, try to see if he can use that for mobility. Succubus is free, so should be able to get it set up. Meteor needs to be very careful. Succubus, stun does connect. Meteor connects, got to shrink it out of Cobra either way. So for me, at least you got cooldowns out of him. Pitlord joins in, and that thing does damage. Hold on a second, that thing actually does damage now. I mean, at some point it used to do no damage, and then they gave it like a little bit of damage, but now it does even more damage, and that is noticeable. Ruination doesn't matter. I was actually wanting to see if Ruination does damage, because we've seen it like connect with the guy, but his health bar didn't move. So I was wondering if it actually does anything in PvP. Because wait, invis? Can you just invis the Buds of Hell? I guess you can. I guess you can. Cobra does have himself an Infernal in case he needs it. Misa's in a good position. Brett to follow with a stun right after. Try to see if he gets it up versus Cobra. Can't really stop it. Does it up walling it. That is a big defensive out of Cobra. Hold on for me. That is a decent bit of cooldown commitment. Not the most. You still have other stuff, and cooldown reduction power does mean that you get those cooldowns back way quicker than any other class out there, which is super nice. But for Cobra, man, I mean, it just wall is down, Dark Pact is available, Warlock Healthstone is up, he does have an Infernal, so maybe he can make some kind of a play, but me so far has done a decent bit of trading, and that is so hard against Warlocks for most classes, is trying to find opportunity to trade. Stun on both the pet as well as Cobra, dropping down a Meteor that is going to be Dark Pact. This is an opportunity for me to potentially make some damage happen. Mortal right after. Trinkets it, interrupt on that fear. Cobra does summon up an Overlord, but is looking to get himself out of position. Into an Infernal, slamming down to Mise. Does have a blanket towards Cobra, can actually just keep the chase. Got the line inside, if anything. Cobra is taking a lot of damage. First aid. I don't know if you can drop down a Blizzard behind the pillar in order to stop it. Anything would help you. Succubus catching Mise halfway through as he's going to be able to poke out for a second, get some damage in. Looking to Chain of Fear. Does get locked out on it with the bonds of fall to follow him. Can still get some damage in. Mise is in an okay spot right now as long as they don't break the bonds. Into a Reflect and potential Spell Stealer maybe. Incinerates, don't fly back. It looks like you were trying to Spell Stealer, but he just timed out. Not a lot of health out to Mise, however. With Infernals chasing you. Not feeling good. Bolt. Oh, unless you block right there. And I felt like he was trying to cold snap block, but just ended up pressing another global instead. That is unfortunate. Sabo charging in versus Cobra. He's got two Juggernauts to fight through, Cobra and Saya, so this ain't gonna be easy for him whatsoever. Into a Bolt, Mortical, Ruination. Does shrink it out of it. Walling his damage off, getting knocked back, though, leaping in into a gateway. He can't catch up to the man. He just burned through a decent bit of mobility, but so far Cobra is just making sure to keep his sway, keep his distance from him the entire time, keeping him in arm's reach the whole time over. Does get himself Mortical very, very soon. Port is available. Reflect can technically be used to actually stop Sabo from being able to cast at him. So actually you could Reflect and just double bolt him if you wanted to. You can actually do that. Yeah, if you got double bolt, does have an Overlord charging in. Not going to be able to connect while Sabo is on the ground. Number wall for Sabo, however, as well as the Bulwark Totem, no longer in play. Does have the Earth Elemental stopping the first aid. That ain't bad. Succubus catching him on that Sunder, however. Reflect up. He's just using Reflect in order to reflect damage back to Sabo. Not really trying to set up a big fear combo or double cannonball combo. Sabo does break out of the CC for a second. Got himself a Primordial Storm available in case he wants to use it. I don't know if he wants to use it on a Succubus though. He might. Maybe. Is he a Tempest? He's got to be a Tempest Shaman, right? It's got to be a Tempest Shaman. I feel like he just needs a couple of Tempests. But with that Infernal going to be around the corner, does break. No, does not break the totem. That is going to be a full stun. Cobra does juke out a kick, however. Chaos Bolt 1. Does he get double bolt into a knockback by Saba? Into a Tempest right after, trading big hits, but it's going to be Bolt with a Ruination. Oh, Ruination, look at that. Did Ruination even connect? I feel like Sabo's health didn't even move. Can somebody explain me how Ruination works in PvP? Because I feel like it actually does damage in PvE. But in PvP, it feels like it just doesn't do anything. Like, is this meant to be just like a little tickle that spawns an imp? Because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to spawn an imp next to you, right? Or does it? I don't even know. I see you have double little Infernals, but no imps. Lasso by Sabo, but Cobra does take it. My goodness, dude. Cobra is holding the fort down. It does nothing. Is that confirmed? West says it does nothing. Confirmed, it's useless. Into a Silencer, the Cobra does port. Grip right after before he goes around the pillar. Cobra might be under pressure here. Oh, Leo got himself buffs up for Frost Strike as well as Obliterate. So if you can catch up to Cobra, you might be able to make some damage happen. Focusing down on Succubus, gripping Cobra right as soon as he gets in line of sight. Succubus catching him for a second. Reflect up for Cobra for a moment. Trying to go for Chain of Ice, but actually reflects it back to himself. Legendborn is active for Cobra or Leo, so you can't be feared. Is going to be able to wipe him out before the bolt connects. Well done, well done. Messiah gonna be the last one over for the team too. Holy, gotta go through Leo, gotta go through Envy. I think it's gonna be a really team effort for Leo and Envy here. They gotta find a way to both, not together jump Saya, but find a way to wear out his cooldowns to bring their own team a victory. So for Envy, I think he's gonna have to make sure he's got himself a clean getaway through Saya. If he could Blaze Storm his immediate go, and then disengage as soon as Saya uses AD immunity, maybe that could work. For Leo, I think his job right now is to try to see if he can get a bubble out of Saya. Because if he can get a bubble out of Saya, that'd be golden. Because Envy right now is gonna have to be the one here with the finishing touches for this duel. Unless Leo can just win this. Because Leo and Saya dueled each other before, and Leo has won those duels in the past. It's not easy, but he has won them. So usually he walks into a duel like full health, no dampening, no nothing. And with Saya Dawn like damage over time playstyle, you could just kind of like play like a Feral Druid, put a dot on Leo and then walk away. Let him melt. Does walk in with an AMS before the dots connect. Saya's immediate taking damage. Hold on. What is this damage Saya is taking? Immediate immunity to magic damage. Leo, a good portion of his damage is frost, so he actually has to play super defensive. Drop it out of dome. Stun right after. Does go for a trinket. Saya can still take physical damage, so Deathstrix is still going to be able to connect. Stun to follow. Try to see if you can get a bubble out of Saya. That's a lot of damage. Bubble out of Saya. Leo does have Death Pact. At the very least, you can still use Death Pact. You just got to live. Death Pact just to give him some more health to work with. Saya does not want to fight this at all. He's getting slammed down by the riders. They're going to do a decent bit of damage. Leo cannot connect for a while. I don't know if he's got AMS. If he's got AMS, he might be able to live in AMS last second. Dodging any kind of stuns. But he doesn't have a lot of health to work with. He has a human ratio to break out of a Hodge. So at least he's got that. So maybe he can turn it around versus Saya. Maybe he can still make something work here. Saya does not Wake of Ashes for a second. Using Dawn Lights on himself to live. Try to see if he catch up to Leo. AMS. Oh, next hit was going to be deadly though. Leo does sacrifice a ghoul for a second, picking up whatever health he can. He's got another big go. If he can use that together with AMS, he'll be golden. He wants to break that regen, but he knows he can't. AMS, Lichborn is active. Is this an opportunity? Is this going to be where he just tries to make a big play? Blind onto Saya. Does technically have offensive cooldowns. Silence Saya does stun him for a second. Leo needs whatever health he can. Try to see if he can break past it. Saya's so low. Enemy, this is your chance. He doesn't have a bubble. You gotta break out of this immediately. You gotta Blaze Storm, bud. No, blind Saya. Oh, he has laying hands. Saya's gonna get a full health bar unless you can stop it. Nope. Maybe just forbearance. But team effort paid off. Leo broke past Saya's defenses enough for Emotes laying the kill. That was a team effort right there. Well done for both of you. Cobra picking up 2. Nutka picking up 2 with a Mage blasting rogues. I need to watch that again in my free time. I need to go watch that clip of you blasting the rogues, maybe frame it on a wall somewhere. Can you frame a GIF? GIF? Whatever you call it? That was so good. I need to watch that one again.